This video was brought to you by Gamersgate.com. Download games anytime, anywhere. Skip it up and that up. So Microsoft said today that the 30% more raw horsepower the PS4 has isn't going to really equate to anything in real-world performance. This is what Xbox Senior Director Albert Pinello had to say on the Sony PS4 having 30% more raw horsepower. Sony PlayStation 4's 30% power advantage over Microsoft's Xbox One is just on paper, and it's not as great as the raw numbers lead the average consumer to believe. I'm not diminishing raw performance, I'm stating, as I've stated from the beginning, that the performance delta between the two platforms is not as great as the raw numbers lead the average consumer to believe. There are things about our system architecture not fully understood, and there are things about theirs as well that bring the two systems into balance. People do understand that Microsoft is some of the smartest programmers in the world. We created DirectX, the standard APIs that everyone programs against. So while people laud Sony for their hardware skills, do you really think we don't know how to build a system optimized for maximizing graphics for programmers? Seriously? There is no way we're giving up a 30% advantage to Sony. So, the guy works for Microsoft, he's gonna defend them, but I've been saying this for a while, alright? Both systems, 8-core CPUs, the PS4 and Xbox One have 8-core AMD main processors in them. Both have AMD graphics, alright? I know the PS4 has a 7870 equivalent, supposedly, and the Xbox One, I hear it has like a 7790 AMD graphics chip or a 7850, whatever. But I've said, I don't want to hear about teraflops and nipple flops and ass cheek flops and all that. And I know people are going to rage in the comment section, but I've remained very consistent on this. And I said that, okay, on paper, it looks great, but the real world performance, I have a feeling you're not going to see too much of a difference. Maybe with Sony exclusive titles, they'll eke out a little more performance, but I think people are expecting, and Sony's really building up the hype for it, people are really expecting this huge graphical leap between the PS4 and Xbox One, and I could tell you right now, this I could promise, it's not happening. Now, I know people are going to rage in the comment section and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I'd say the PS4 has 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, and the Xbox One has only 8 gigabytes of DDR3, so the RAM is faster, and they're going to give you all these arguments. But let me ask you a question. Are you a hardware designer? Are you a game programmer? If you are, then you could talk all the shit in the world. If you're a legit one, you know, you're not working, you know, on a 1995 Windows 95 laptop. If you're a legit programmer. If you know what you're talking about and you're an actual programmer and you think I'm wrong, wonderful. But if you have the same knowledge that I do, okay, and you're just hearing these specs on paper and you don't know the actual inner workings of both consoles, you can't talk, okay? You really just don't know, and I don't know. I'm not 100% sure there isn't going to be a difference, but I just have a feeling, you know, everyone's talking all these teraflops and gigaflops and all that in the end, all the games, especially the multi-platform games, are going to look the damn same on both consoles. Mark my words. You're not going to see a difference. And if you're expecting to see this huge leap with the PS4, you're going to be disappointed. I promise you. Alright guys, so now I have to ask you, do you think the PS4 is going to have superior multiplats? Do you think it's going to have better graphics overall than the Xbox One? And just don't put, even if you are a fanboy, put that aside and just really be real with yourselves. Do you really think the PS4 is going to be a more powerful system in real world what you see on the screen performance? If you do, great, explain yourself. If not, explain yourself as well. I want to see what people think about this. Anyway, folks, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.